Good morning everybody, it's Bella here from Rachel and Bella Crafts, and as promised I've come to make a lovely December journal. Now I'm not going to say it's a December daily because I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but we'll see how it turns out, shall we? Thank you all for your wonderful comments over the last few days. And it's been amazing. The collaboration went really well and Rachel was thrilled to bits with it, and so was I. So thank you to all the collaborators and thank you to all you viewers that tuned in and supported us throughout November. Anyway, let's crack on with this. Now, what I'm in the middle of doing now, and I thought I'd better turn the camera on because I don't know whether I'll let you see all of it or just some of it, or otherwise it'll take me forever, because it's always the downloading and whatever needs to be done with the videos that holds us up. But I want to crack on with this. So I've chosen my papers. They're not sorted yet, but I've used Rachel's kit, and I've got lots of lovely pages there that I'll show you later on, and they're all ready to be sorted, so I can put those over there. This is going to go on the outside, and this is the material that you can't see because it's upside down that Rachel gave me, and it'll be fun. And then that's going to go over the top of that, and I thought red, red, red and green, lovely. So here we go. So let's make a start on doing the cover and see how it goes, shall we? Now I've lined that up. I know exactly where that's going to go, says she. Now I need to think about this. I need to mark it, I think. What can I mark it with? I've got one of these pens. So I need it to be there, 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 and there. That's the only way I can think of doing that. And that's one of these that comes off with the iron. So, right, we can move those out the way a moment, because once this piece is lined up, we'll be fine. All right? So what I thought I'd do, I would use some of this, put plenty on, because it does seem to work nicely. The the wet glue tends to seep through, as I've noticed, but because I'm going to cover it, it's not a problem. All right, so to make doubly sure, I can eyeball that, see that's in the middle. I'm not worried about that because that's wiped out the so let's put some of this dreaded glue. Look at this. Hang on, let's get rid of that blob. And I'm just going to put this just like that, just to make sure it stays in place. So it's got double glue on there now, okay? I hope you're all well and mostly ready for Christmas. I'm doing very well, actually. I'm pleased with myself. I do tend to... Oh, that was clever. I turned it over. There you go, guys. Turn it over and you'll be fine. I didn't even notice I'd done that. So, and then what you do then, you get that stuck down there nicely. Hopefully it's smoothed out underneath. Excuse me. And now we're going to do these. That looks straight-ish. Do this exactly the same with this. Plenty on, because you want it to stick in the middle. You don't want it puffing up. Okay, so I'm going to put loads of this in the middle, particularly. Now I've got to be careful where I put the 3-in-1. That's the word, 3-in-1. Okay, I'm not going to worry too much because it's going to have the edges overlapping, so don't worry too much. But what I'm going to do to stop it being puffy in the middle, because on the front, now which is the front? Let me think. That's the front. So I'm going to have to be careful how I do this. So I'm just going to go right to the edge, put a tiny, tiny little bit. And what it is these blobs. So, yeah, here it is. I've got one of these, look, one of these little spatulas flatten out these blobs, because that's what makes the comes through. Okay, now this may or may not work, I don't know, we'll see. So let's see how that looks on there. Make sure that's flat, obviously. Now we're going to line that up. It's not going to go right up to the edge of it. Push that up a little bit. Now that's grabbed straight away, so I hope it's okay on the other side. Just going to pull that a little bit, and we'll check it when we turn it over. So that seems to have gone down okay. Now some people say they don't get on with this, but I think it's really good. This is Pritt Stick Original, by the way, recyclable. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Jolly good. So this is grabbing, and I don't mind because I've got a couple of sticks of this left, so that's okay. I want this to stay well glued down, especially on the edges, because I can't stitch around this. This chipboard is too, this is chipboard, by the way, a block board that I bought and cut to size. In case you're wondering, I got it off Amazon, I think. It's either called book board or something like that. I call it chipboard, but I don't know what it is actually. Getting it stuck all over my fingers now. I want the edges done. Well, there's plenty on there now. Just make sure that's flattish. These are amazing, by the way. Excuse me. I'm going to put a little bit around here because I know I'm going to be putting, not that it matters really, but I did want this bit to be stuck down well. And I'll just put a little around the edge there, and we'll see how that's turned out. So like that. Hopefully then we won't have any lumps or seepage. Well, last evening I went to a wreath making session in my daughter's church with all my family. My daughter-in-law came along as well. We had a wonderful time, absolutely wonderful. And I actually made something that was quite presentable. Oops, sorry. Sticking to my fingers, I do apologise if I frightened you then. Yes, it was quite an event to be able, because last year mine was a disaster. I didn't even put it on the door. It really was a disaster, I tell you. Do you know, this is grabbing straight away. So now we can turn it over, hopefully. No, hang on. See, it's grabbed. It's grabbed where I didn't want it to grab. Wow. Guys, that really glued down well. But I'm sorry I didn't get it on properly. But at least you're seeing how I'm doing it. Oops. Warts and all. Literally. Everything's sticky now, so bear with. It's got to be right, otherwise it's going to look funny, isn't it? Bear in mind, I probably, I'm a bit skew-if now, I can see that. That's a shame because that did grab really well the first time. But anyway, we'll see how we get on, shall we? So I'm going to flip it over now. This is the hard part. Oh, of course I've used lines, haven't I? So it's not necessarily going to be straight. But do I care? No. Well, that's not too bad actually. Look at that. This one's not straight. I wonder if this is the last one I put on. The one I messed up. But never mind. That's a shame because, but actually there's not going to be anything on the back, so that's worked out well. But this is a little bit wobbly. Sorry about that, guys. But that's how it goes sometimes. I can't move it, look. It's absolutely glued down. There's a little bit of seepage there. But that's going to be covered with this, so I'm not going to worry about that. All right. So I'm going to turn it back over now. Let's hope I can do it in one piece. And I don't need to worry about upside down yet because never mind. As long as I can do that, sort of. Because you need to be able to, that's it. And if it's, there we go, that's fine. Look at that. Look at that. Do you know, I couldn't have done that if I tried. That is amazing. That doesn't look too bad, does it? Oh, I think this is going to be really jolly. Really jolly. Excellent. Now, what we need to do. Now, I know I've got a big overlap, but I'm not bothered because this is quite thin. But what we need to do is sort out these areas here. And that's what I'm going to do. And it might be a bit lumpy, but I don't care. Sorry, it keeps doing that. Perhaps I should take it out. Now, I've got to remember, I'm just going to put it in there, but I mustn't. I've got to go around the edge. Concentrate now, Bella. Concentrate, because you're getting all excited. Let's do these edges first, shall we? Seems to be grabbing all right, doesn't it? Let me see. Yeah, that's gluing all right. Ronnie, that is gluing fine. Ronnie had trouble with it. Hi, Ronnie. As if she's watching today. Everybody's busy, so I know, you know, you can't expect people to be online when it's Christmas. Watching us fellow crafters slaving away. I'm only joking. That was a joke. Right. Excuse me, what? I got a bit of a frog, I can feel it. Excuse me. When you've got asthma, sometimes if you're a bit nervous about doing things on camera, it can spark it off a bit, okay? So I do apologise. There we are. I'm not worrying about this because that'll be covered up as well. Now, this is a funny way of doing it, I know, but I don't usually make the edges as wide as that, but I'm going to see how it works out. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, does it? Is that not stuck down? Why did that do that? Because it'll be too late once I've... Oops. See, this is only thin, but as long as you've got your corner there. Now, this is the tricky bit, because I want to try and get as much of a point here. Am I on camera? Yes. By here, but you're not going to make it perfect. And I like to use corners anyway. So, there we are. That's going to go up there like that. Is that glued down? Why did that lift just now? See if I can get some... No, don't use that. Bella, no, concentrate. I hope you're still with me. Oh, before I do this, I wanted to tell you the actual size. I'm glad I thought of that. Of the material I'm using, which is 18 inches that way, width, and 46 centimeters. And roughly, what's that, 12 3/4 inches by, well, I can't see at the top, 32.5, I would say, centimeters, just so you know. All right, and that's, do you want to know the size of the blockboard as well? I didn't think of that. Let's do inches first. So it's a 9-inch length, which is about what we normally have, isn't it? 2-inch spine and 9 inches there by 6 1/4. Okay, so that gives you, oh, I didn't do the centimeters, I do apologize. Right, not quite 23, actually 22.5 by 5 and 22.5, of course it is, yes, by 16 centimeters. Okay, I don't need that now. I can put that down there. So let's carry on, shall we? There we are. And I can't stitch this, as I said, so we'll just have to see how this goes. Now, pull it as tight as you can. Yes, I am on screen, just checking. It does happen sometimes. We go off screen. We don't mean to, but it does happen. And a nice point there. And I think I'll put some... Oops, something's happening there. Yeah, I think I need to put some... What can I put down there? Oh, I turned the light off. That was because I lifted it, I think. So it may... But that's going to be covered anyway, isn't it? So that's not too bad. Once it's all joined together, you know, you don't need to worry about that kind of thing, okay? So let's move it up so you're on screen. My camera's slipping again, sorry. I'm having trouble with these. I've gone back to using my old one, but that one's slipping as well. Is my phone getting heavier? Plenty on, guys, plenty on. It's only glue. You go around in circles, you can get a better coverage. I should have done that, shouldn't I? Where am I going? Down here. A bit further up. Yeah, I was telling you, we went and I did the wreath making. I was a bit nervous. Rachel came as well. And we were all a bit nervous about doing this. Why, I don't know, but we were. And it really worked out really well. I'll take a photograph and I'll show you. I was really pleased with it because I'm hopeless with that kind of thing. Believe it or not, but I am. And I'm trying to get a nice point there. I don't know whether I'm succeeding. It's getting a bit messy, but never mind. Let me get rid of the lumps because something's got to go on top of that, hasn't it? Try and get as much of a point there as you can because it'll be easier to get your corners on. Right. Can I do this now? I'll have to lift it up like that. Okay. You've all seen me do this tons of times. So if you want to wind on, that's fine. But it's nice to see the process sometimes. Yeah, I'm putting it there and there, under there. Try and get that down there, look. Just keep putting the glue everywhere and it should be fine. Especially along there. Okay. Now pull it really tight. Push that up like that. Pull it there. Now it's not going to be... I'm not very good with corners and that's why I always put... the corner pieces on, you know. I admit it, you can't be good at everything, can you? There we go, because I get square corners. But that's all right, I'm not bothered. Just want to make sure it stays down. That's better. Try and get it flat because you're going to be putting something else on the top, aren't you? There we go. It's coming along. It's coming along. Before I forget to do those bits. Yeah, I think if you go around in circles with your glue like this, guys, especially on this chipboard, it seems to work into the chipboard better. Yeah. It's a bit gluey, but never mind. Doesn't matter. There we go. That's better. That's sitting down better now. There we are. Use your bone folder. That's curled under, and I don't really want it to do that. I know I'm being pernickety, but you'll be glad you were pernickety when it's finished. All right. There we go. Which is the right way up? That way, I think. That's it. Now, if you haven't got the corners, you know, the brass corners, then you'll have to make a better job of this than I have. Now, we're going to have to be very careful. Oh my gosh, that's not too bad at all, actually. I'm quite pleased with that. That's upside down. Get it the right way up, Bella. There we are. Is there a fault there, or is it my eyes? Do you know, I do believe there is. Look, they're out of line, look. That's not my eyes. Let me take my... Good grief. Naughty, naughty. So that's a second, isn't it? They should tell you when that's happening. But never mind. I don't care. I can cover that with lace or something, can't I? There we are. That's not bad at all. I don't know what happened there, why the seepage came through there, nowhere else. But it's fortunate because that is where this is going. Oh, this is going to be fun, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be real fun. I don't think it matters. This is linen, by the way. This I bought in Dunelm as a tablecloth last year. So if you're looking for linen and you want a big piece of linen, then go to Dunelm, and they'll, especially Christmas time, you'll have reds. And I've got loads of this left, so that's good. And I'm just thinking, because that's going to go brilliantly with that. Oh, I'm really pleased with that. Oh, yes. Bow on there and a bow on there, look. Oh, I think that's going to work really well, guys. Okay. I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm going to quietly glue this down, and then you'll see this in the next one. And then you can see what I'm going to put on the top of this, because I may stitch on this. So far, I'm just going to do little bits every day so that we're not taking up too much of your time. Okay, guys? So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you tomorrow.